Life at Pizza Hut by Yoshizilla-Rhedosaurus, starring Silver the Hedgehog, Vector the Crocodile, Shadow the Hedgehog, Charmy Bee, and their many Sonic the Hedgehog-related friends. New Yoshizilla-Rhedosaurus, Baba. Hoo boy! To say that I'm enormously proud of this story is an understatement. Thanks to everyone for reading and enjoying this bizarre collection of, Silver the Hedgehog and his many fellow Sonic Universe companions and foes, working together at Pizza Hut. Bizarre marriage, I know, but I managed to find a way to keep on adding and improving it, so yeah. It's arguably my biggest story ever, so from that point of view, I'm proud. Enough of new me yapping, here's old me mouthing off. Enjoy it and the story itself. Or Yoshizilla-Rhedosaurus. I enjoy the idea of Vector being manager of Pizza Hut. I enjoy the idea of Silver working at Pizza Hut. In fact, I enjoy the idea of Vector and Silver being at Pizza Hut that I decided to pair them up together and use them in a slew of fanfics. And what better way to tie them together than Pizza Hut? Of course, Pizza Hut won't be the only pizza-related objects in my fanfics, but hey, if it works and if it's not broken, don't fix it. Anyway, enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Additional office notes. I updated this a bit considering all the slew of new people who are reading this for the first time. Hey, that's me. This thing has become a monster in its own right. That, and to properly have to stand out, if that makes any sense. And I also want to say that Shadow759, the guy who basically inspired me to make this, actually saw it, so needless to say, I'm pretty satisfied. Thanks, guys. Also, I decided to introduce everyone who actually has some part in the story later on right now, to make the flow of the fanfic go a bit better, even if they're introduced way later on. And that's all I have to say. Silver the Hedgehog, our absolute main character of this entire charade, walked into Sonic Adventure 1's Station Square Pizza Hut, being applauded by all the various customers as he was stretching his arms out, just for you. Walking towards the green counter, seeing Vector the Crocodile standing behind it, right by the cash register. It was your typical nice, bright, sunny afternoon. "Morning, Vax. Had a good night's sleep?" Silver asked as he hovered behind the green counter using his green psychic powers, landing on the floor. Vector boastfully laughed as he patted Silver on the back. "Good night's sleep? I always have a good night's sleep. Never let your spirits down even when you relax." He then opened up the cash register, revealing all the bright green dollar bills, as well as the yellow and silver coins. "And I see that we got plenty of money to boot." Silver smiled as he got out some pizza dough, preparing to work. "Well, every day is like a new beginning. Let's just take it in stride." He then grabbed the spices from the cabinets using his psychic powers, placing it on the green counter as he planned on using it later. "Hopefully we have a healthy batch of customers to sell these tasty pizzas to." "That's the spirit!" Vector exclaimed as he nodded his head, giving his approval to Silver as he headed into his office, with Silver making the first new batch of pizzas. "Just keep your chin up and do a good job, and you can do anything." "I doubt it," Shadow the Hedgehog stated as he was having some black olives and pepperoni pizza at one of the green tables nearby Charmy Bee, who was his usual hyperactive self. "Being positive is so much fun! Yay!" Charmy exclaimed as he began buzzing around the Pizza Hut, with both Vector and Shadow getting a bit annoyed as Silver simply laughed at this. "Yep, that's definitely Charmy," Rotor Walrus laughed as he was drinking some water by the water cooler. Who the hell is Rotor Walrus? Espio the Charmeleon laughed as he was also alongside Rotor at the water cooler, shaking his head. "He never takes a moment to not be perky or obnoxious." "Well, I can sympathize with that." Space Ghost laughed as he then fired his destructo ray at the soda machine due to it not working. It caused soda to splash everywhere, soaking Space Ghost, Rotor, and Espio in the carbonated drink, with Rotor and Espio sighing as Space Ghost chuckled nervously. Looks like I have to do the cleaning duty again. Malta sighed as he pulled out a mop, shaking his head. As usual, who the fuck are these characters? What could possibly go wrong? Bubsy the Bobcat stated as he spun around in a rotating chair, being near the drive-thru. Okay, I know this one. Toadette giggled as she twirled around, placing her hands on her face. Silly Bubsy! Everything could go wrong here! That's what makes this place great! If you say so, kid, Dry Bowser remarked as he was munching on a slice of bacon-topped pizza at the counter, watching Toadette twirl around. Sonic the Hedgehog chuckled as he zipped in, showing various poses as he smirked, placing his hands on his hips. As usual, all the pizzas have been delivered. Did I miss anything good? Silver was going to comment, but he got hit in the face by a slice of pizza tossed by Charmy, who wanted to mess around even more. Oh, Sonic, you always have excuses. Knuckles-the Kid now laughed as he was flexing his muscles, noticing that Rouged Bat was playing around with the Master Emerald, charging right at her. Hey, give me back my emerald! You'll have to catch me first. Rouge laughed as she began flapping her bat wings and flew in the air, with Knuckles hitting the slot machine as Rouge laughed. I will never understand what you meatbags and your obsessions, E123 Omega commented as he then inserted the coin into the arcade machine, using his arm cannons as ammo due to rigging himself to the system, with the arcade game in question involving the tactic of shooting various badniks and other members of Eggman's robots. Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik sighed as he had both of his hands on his head, sitting at a table by Orbot and Cubot. Why do we still come here? Because for someone with an IQ of 300, you're not very bright, Orbot pointed out to Dr. Eggman as he was looking at the menu for the Pizza Hut. Yeah, you make for a dumb leader, Cubot added as he was scarfing down breadsticks alongside with slices of different topped pizzas. Eggman screamed angrily as he slammed both Cubot and Orbot on the heads, causing them to recoil as the other badniks squinted their eyes at the scene Robotnik was making. Mephiles the Dark chuckled as he tapped his crystallized fingertips together, nodding as he was enjoying the chaos. Good, good. Soon all of you will be consumed into darkness. Hey, Edgelord, leave the edgy shtick to me, Scourge the Hedgehog interrupted as he punched Mephiles in the face, causing the two hedgehogs to fight it out on the floor. Marine the Raccoon barked loudly as she took another sip of a Pepsi, courtesy of Pepsi Man. Struth, I just love this place. Well, I personally find it a bit too out of the ordinary, personally, Cream the Rabbit meekly admitted as she watched several anthropomorphic pizzas walking out of the Pizza Hut, making her eyes widen as she didn't know what to make of the weird scene before her. Help, Jane! Stop this crazy thing! Storm the Albatross exclaimed as he went flying about inside the Pizza Hut, his extreme gearboard acting haywire once more. Wave the Swallow sighed as she walked in, placing her right hand on her forehead as she held her extreme gear in her left hand. Storm, you really have to get a control on this thing. And I need more appearances. I'm tired of being the odd bird out. Jet the Hawk squawked angrily as Storm bumped into him, the two going through the station square towards the southern direction, with Wave not bothering to chase after them. Arceus lifted down his newspaper as he was watching all sorts of unusual activity going on, shaking his head as he sighed. Mortals! The objectives they do never cease to entertain me for the wrong reasons. Outside Pizza Hut were those familiar dumbbots from AOSTH, the notorious trio of Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts, all members of the Super Special Sonic Surge and Smash Squad, or the SSSS Squad for short. They were all working at a Taco Bell several blocks east of the Pizza Hut, with them not being as successful as the Pizza Hut. "We're going to get 'em good," Scratch stated as he raided the net. "That I just found." Grounder nodded as he had some oil spilled on the pavement. "Yeah, we're going to get 'em real good. Only if you idiots don't screw up this time," Coconut stated as he had his giant mallet in his hands. "Which is precisely why I'm here. So we could get him. Silver stepped out of the Pizza Hut while munching on a slice of honey-topped pizza, getting beaten up by Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts. The three Batniks were sent into the air by Silver using his green-colored psychic powers, the silver-colored telekinesis-powered Hedgehog sighing as he placed his left hand on his forehead. "It's never a dull moment around here," Silver chuckled as he took his break, going for a little brief jog towards the western direction. "Yes, sir, things here at Pizza Hut in Sonic Adventure 1 Station Square seem to be full of the usual fun activities you would expect out of a pizza-based restaurant. But the beginnings were more humble than what the place has become over time. And thus, on that note..." "Another typical boring day at the Station Square Pizza Hut," Silver the Hedgehog moaned as he looked at the nearby dartboard, shaking his head as he stretched his arms. "Another night wasted on staying overtime, and barely any customers at that." He shook his head in dismay. "Man, Vector better have some damn good excuse for this." Vector the Crocodile laughed as he exited the kitchen, wrapping his arm around Silver. "Ha ha! Silver, my boy, tonight was an excellent night. Am I right or what?" Silver pulled Vector's arms off him, glaring at the humanoid crocodile as he was serious. "Vector, we only have 15 customers today, and they all purchased a standard pizza with extra cheese. We usually would get to 74 customers." Vector shrugged as he opened up the cash register. "Oh well, not my fault that tonight was a Sunday. Besides, it's not like it was in vain." He took out the money, shoving it in Silver's face. "After all, look at just how much money we made." Silver continued glaring at Vector, his arm folded as he was rather upset. "Vector, does any amount of money please you no matter how bad the situation is?" Vector chuckled nervously, rubbing the back of his head as he placed the money back into the cash register. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, I'd rather have the money than no money at all." He laughed heartily as he smashed Silver on the back, nearly knocking the albino Hedgehog down as Vector pointed down at him. "Anyway, be sure to be ready for tomorrow. It's gonna be one hell of a storm, and I want to make sure that you'll be in tip-top shape." He whistled as they left the restaurant, turning off all the lights. Silver moaned as he got up, rubbing his right arm as he growled. "That Vector, I was cheerful and optimistic." He shook his head as he placed his left hand on his forehead. "Where did I go wrong?" Silver looked at the shiny red roof of the building that housed the only Pizza Hut in Station Square. He smiled as he formed a fist in his left hand. "From this day forth, I will dedicate myself to making great pizzas, and have lots of fun with it," Silver dramatically declared as he laughed, being tapped on the back. He turned around and looked up slightly to see Vector smiling at him. "Hey, new guy! I'm Vector the Crocodile, manager of this here Pizza Hut," he stated as he laughed, pounding his chest with pride. "Have you ever considered in helping me find the computer room? Jesus Christ!" Silver's eyes widened as he stepped a bit backwards, chuckling nervously. Oh boy. But remembering how he managed to snag a job as the main worker of the Pizza Hut, Silver slapped himself in the face, heading around the counter and heading out of the Pizza Hut, locking the restaurant as he turned to his right, heading westbound towards his home as he simply sighed, hoping tomorrow would be a better day for the rain clouds, as the rain clouds began forming and the rain starting to drip. Little did he know that it was only the beginning of something that he didn't take for granted. "All right, we get it already," Silver complained as he folded his arms, glancing up at the stormy sky as his quills were soaked from the pouring rain. And just how did Sonic Adventure Station Square Pizza Hut get itself into its current infamous state? Just to continue reading on. "Well, the viewers will get to read on," Silver explained as he was handling the camera. "I can see that," Dry Bowser pointed out as he was sitting at his desk, with the talk show in question being Dry Bowser and Toadette host the most. My voice can't handle this. The subject focusing on Silver due to him discussing about stupid shit regarding his shenanigans at the Pizza Hut he worked at. Toadette farted loudly as she fanned the air with her right hand, giggling. "Oh my! I think I should challenge Amy to a farting contest when we have the time and the pants." "I don't understand you girls and your flatulence," Luminion remarked as she dusted off her big butterfly wings, taking a break from conducting music. "I think gassy girls are cool, pun totally intended," Vanlux remarked with a smile on her left face and laugh on her right face, while twirling around, blowing snow everywhere. "Oh, I agree," Cherim yawned as she emerged from a snoozing form, bursting into a more active open flower state as she squealed. "It brings out the best in girls." Yeah, because it comes out of their tushies," Ariel Milowet sung as she was eating vanilla icing, burping out as she placed her right paddle-shaped hand on her face, humming. Arceus took a look at the various electronic graphs on one of the many monitors as he walked onto the set. "Guys, we have to get going. The network told me that the actual story should start." Yes, let's finish. Whoa, okay. Yes, let's finish this so I can finally head to the mart," Gruntilda Winky Bunyan stated, the broad green witch rhyming as she was cleaning off a purple scarf. "I'm tired of hearing these dumb girls fart." I will have to agree, the robotic operation buddy pointed out as he had a cardboard box full of VHS tapes on his metal hands. "We might be dragging this out too much," says the robot who willingly beats up others during party-related fights. Silver scoffed as he began cleaning up the camera, with ROB just shrugging in response. Suddenly Vector ran in, panting as he was sweating, with all the others looking at the green crocodile oddly as he cleared his throat and posed. "Did I miss the interview?" Vector stated, not realizing that the actual story was about to begin. Oh, fuck, this first chapter was a mess. It was so hard to get through, and I loved it. However, my throat hurts like crazy from this, so I'll stop recording for now. I'll see whether I continue doing this later. Might see you on the next one. Cheers.